Walking after a stroke can be impacted by a lot of different factors, including changes in sensation, difficulty lifting up your foot, and muscle weakness. The last of which we're going to focus on today, specifically working on strengthening those glutes. So let's get into it. We're going to do a quick workout, just going into some gentle seated marches. We're just warming up those legs. Now it's important to note why the glutes are so important in walking. We have the glute maximus, which helps to propel the body forward during walking. And we also have the glute medius and the glute minimus that are located a little bit deeper to the big glute max. And they help to bring the leg out to the side as well as stabilize the pelvis during walking. So they're very important to keep nice and strong. Let's go ahead and relax here, and we're gonna come down on your back and start our first exercise, hip bridges. So let's go ahead. You can lay down on a bed, on a couch, wherever is comfortable for you. Knees are going to be bent up, and you're gonna be lifting your bottom up and off of the surface, squeezing at the top. Holding there for a few seconds and then relaxing. Wonderful job. Let's do another squeeze and hold. Come back down, good. Squeeze and hold. And back down, let's come back up. I don't have a ton of modifications for this exercise. However, if you do have trouble moving one of your legs, it could be helpful to have someone with you to help stabilize and hold your lower legs and feet as you go through this exercise. All right, let's do one more. Squeeze and hold. Very nice. Now the next exercise we're going into are reverse leg lifts. So for this one, I'm gonna have you turn over and get onto your tummy. And for this one, you can either stay propped up or come all the way down. And we're gonna take turns lifting legs back behind you, squeezing your bottom at the top. You wanna try to keep your knee straight during these reverse leg lifts. And again, squeezing your bottom at the top. Now you can flip-flop back and forth, so you can switch and go to the other leg. If this is too difficult for you, getting your leg up this far, all I want you to worry about is trying to get it up off of whatever you're laying on. Even if that's just an inch, and relaxing. Or if you can't get it up at all, but you're trying to squeeze and lift, you're still going to likely get some glute activation even if you can't lift up your leg. But let's go ahead and pause here. Go ahead and come to sitting for just a moment. Our next one is going to be standing up, but let's take a nice big deep breath here together. So breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good job. Let's come up to standing. We're going to be focusing on squats for this exercise. Now for a typical squat, your legs are going to be about hip width apart. Arms can be in front of you, either clasped or all the way out to the front for balance. You're going to sink down, keeping your spine nice and straight, and bottom is coming out and back behind you. Now to make this easier, stand in front of something that is a little bit higher, maybe like a bed, and use that as kind of your feedback to say, okay, I've gone down far enough. And that bed will kind of be your feedback to your bottom when your bottom hits it to say, okay, that's good, go ahead and come back up. Absolutely fantastic. I'll show you next set how to make this a little bit more challenging. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath here, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Good job. Let's go into the next exercise, lunges. Now I'm going to show you the easier modification here. So this is where we would be turning. One leg is in front of the other leg comes back. To make this easier, we're staying in one place. We're holding on to something, and knees are bending at the same time, and then coming back up. Now, if going down that far is too difficult for you, I just want you to sink down a little and then come back up. You can either do several on one side and then switch sides next set, or you can do a few here and then switch legs. Very nice job. Now, if you're looking for more of a challenge with lunges, you can do what's called a walking lunge, which is kind of just what it sounds like. This is where you would take a step, sink down, come up, next step, down and up. This is a lot more challenging though, so only do that if it's something that you feel safe and stable enough to do, or you have someone to help you out. All right, we are going into our last exercise of this set, which is a step up or a toe up. So let me grab my little container here. Now this is probably a bit over a foot long, or I'm sorry, a foot tall. And what we're going to do is just what it sounds like. Foot, toe comes up, taps, and then comes down. We're not actually stepping up onto it. All we're doing is kind of a precursor to that, which is where you're bringing the foot to the top. You can switch sides. Now here's the modification for this. If something like this is too tall, you don't have to start with something that's a foot tall. Go with something that's 2 inches tall, a little block, anything, and just start there. Because you can start wherever and work your way up to something that's even a little bit harder. Now this one is a little more challenging as we're really focusing on balance as well. So make sure you've got someone with you or something sturdy to hang on to. Relax there. We're going back to our first exercise, which is the hip bridges. So we need to go back and lay down again onto our back. Knees are bent. Butt is coming up. Lift it to the ceiling, squeeze at the top, hold there, and then bring it down and relax. Fantastic job. Let's go ahead and do that again. I really like hip bridges a lot. They not only target all of the glute muscles, but you also get some hamstring involvement, muscles on the back of the leg. You also get some abdominal and core strength as well, which is fantastic. Let's go ahead, keep it going. Give me one more, squeeze that bottom at the top, and then come on down. Very nice. Now for the next one, we're going into reverse leg lifts. Now remember, that was where we were on our tummy and one leg at a time coming up, lifting behind you, squeezing your bottom at the top and coming back down. Switching legs, one leg up, squeeze, bring the leg back down. Now, I'm going to show you a modification to make that a little bit more advanced. And that is doing this in standing. So this is where you might be holding on to something solid and stable, right? And you are going to lift up one of your legs, bring it behind you, squeeze at the top. Now, what I don't want to see is this happening, right? We don't want to tip over and go forward, which is why I usually recommend maybe hanging onto a kitchen counter or footboard of a bed or something like that. But this is how you're going to make it a little more challenging. Standing up, you're having to stabilize on that other leg as well. So we're getting some nice involvement there. Very nice. You pick which way is going to be easier and safer for you to start out with. All right, let's go ahead and let's start this next one with a nice big deep breath. I'm really bad about this too, where I don't breathe when I start doing the exercises. So let's breathe in through your nose and blow out through your mouth. Fantastic. Okay, we're going back into one of my favorites, squats. Now you'll recall just sinking down to about couch or bed level. Feet are about hip width apart. Hands are coming here in front of you or out like this if you need a little more balance. But I do want to show you a way to make this a little bit more challenging. If this is not challenging enough for you and you want to take it a step up, we would go into a plie squat. Feet come wider apart, toes are pointed outward, and then you're sinking down this way. You're really getting your inner thighs here as well. Let's do that one more time. Again though, this is going to be a bit more challenging and you may not be there yet. That's okay. But if you're ready for more of a challenge, this is kind of how you can take it to the next level while also really getting those glutes. Okay, let's go back into lunges now. Now, if you'll recall, the first way we do it, the kind of the easier modification, we just stay in place. We have something to hold on to. If you only did one side last time, turn around. Let's get the other side. So other leg comes out in front. We bend down. Very nice. Legs are bending at the same time. If balance is still very challenging, don't come all the way down. A little dip and back up. Little dip and back up. Fantastic. And recall that if this is too easy, we go into walking lunges. Still recommend that you have something to steady yourself with as you step and lunge. Step and lunge, right? Step and lunge. Step and lunge. Very nice. All right, everyone, one more exercise. I'm grabbing my little box here. Remember that if something like this, a foot tall is too tall, don't worry about it. Get something 2 inches, 3 inches tall. Start wherever you feel comfortable. Toes coming up. Should feel that other leg stabilizing to help keep you nice and solid and upright. Doing this at kitchen counter, somewhere where you have something to hang on to, or maybe someone's helping you and you're hanging on to their hand. Then we switch legs. Very nice. Make sure that you're breathing. Very nice. Let's just do a couple more. And then we are going to relax. One more. Beautiful job, everyone. Let me put this off to the side. Wonderful job. You hung with me until the end. I'm sorry if your bottom is a little sore tomorrow, but great job. You made it through. As always, I am going to leave a link down in the description below if you'd like to sign up for the email list, which gets you free stroke recovery tips and motivational emails, as well as a free copy of my ebook, The Stroke Recovery Pocket Guide. And if you find value in what we do here at Post Stroke and you're able, please consider donating, either via PayPal for a one-time donation or by becoming a Patreon member, where in exchange for a monthly donation, you get access to cool perks like social media shoutouts, behind the scenes footage, and even YouTube shoutouts, of which I have one today. Thank you so much, Doug C., for continuing to contribute at the Empower level. We can't do what we do without you. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.